Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They hella deep, 20 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show. Not the food, though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Brian, and Reeves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, welcome back to Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. I'm your host, Jamal. Reeves is not here. Brian's here. Say hello, Brian.
Where have we been?
Did you say hello?
No.
Say hello.
Oh, hello.
Okay, and then I'll do the main host stuff. Where have we been? We've been gone. We've been busy. We haven't been recording, but we did have to come back. And Reeves is not here, and I just want people to know this is going to be a barn burner because he would have loved the topic today.
He loves when we talk about what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
It's not weird for him.
For anyone listening right now, if you're like, oh, I wonder what episode of Top Chef they're doing today, you can click off now because we're not doing Top Chef today. So I know there's no need for a timestamp for you to like click off and be like, oh, what are they going to actually talk about Top Chef? Not at all today. So you can just leave. Thank you for downloading and listening. And then just leaving right now and going and listening to the podcast.
Keep it playing. Keep it playing. Yeah. Go to something else.
I would love if you kept it playing on like a different browser.
Maybe go something like touch grass.
Yeah. Hey, go touch grass.
You've been touching grass. That's what I've been doing.
This
past
is
2
the
weeks you've been gone.
Thanksgiving
I've been
special.
touching grass.
Oh, Brian's been touching grass. That's why he's been too busy to sit down and record. He's been out living life.
Touching grass.
We're doing the Thanksgiving special today. And it's been quite the tradition here at the Pod Chef Studios. We're doing Allison Roman's Thanksgiving special. The thing we do every year. We've done this every year, and she's only done it for 3 years.
Yeah, and we've done it every year.
And it's gone over like a hoot. She always calls us after. She's like, "Oh my God, your takes of my takes are so funny."
Big fan.
Super big fan. She keeps saying she's going to come on the podcast one day when she's got time. And
our schedules they're not lining up.
Oh my God, we can't sync.
Between her and us, like we're busy. She's busy.
We're busy. She's busy. She's
like she'll send us all these dates,
and
we're like, "I'm free. Pick a time."
And we say none of these work for us.
We can't work. Like most of the time, Reeves is like, "That don't work for me, brother." Mm-hmm. And then he'll say he's got something like, frisbee golf that night.
Ugh, which is a fun game.
Which is a lot of fun, and I like calling it frolf.
Frolf. Because you hit it, and the golf ball turns into a frisbee, which I didn't understand at first. I was looking for the frisbee. But you hit
magic.
it, and it actually turns into a frisbee. And then when it lands again, it lands as a golf ball.
Yeah. It's quite a sight to be seen.
Yeah. Which I'm like, okay, why aren't there flying cars then?
I wish. I'm too busy driving my car.
Yeah. You still have a gas guzzler?
Yeah, I'm still guzzling gas. I just can't.
That, Joe Biden.
Yeah, I wish someone would make my car electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie, but they won't do it. I've taken my car to the White House so many times, and they make it so hard to get in there. You have to drive full speed into this big black fence. Yeah. Like, that's the only way to get to the White House, to go full speed, plow into this fence.
They never just open it.
No, just open it.
It's always like, okay, so after I ram the gate, and then I come in, and then you guys are all like pounding on me, like, why'd you do that? What are you doing? I'm like, you never open the gate when I'm here. What else am I supposed to do?
I'm like dodging bullets. I'm like, I'm trying to get in.
I literally honked the horn on the way up the drive.
You didn't let me in. You know my car.
Yeah. It's the same car.
It's an RV. It's an RV that I rented under a fake name.
And it has all that. You guys act like you can't read the spray paint that's on the side of the RV.
Yeah. And then you got surprised when you find ammunitions inside of it. Yeah.
What did you think is in there? How do you? That's what an RV's for.
That's what it's full of.
Storing ammo. Anyway, we're doing Allison Roman Home Movies Thanksgiving special. I watched it. Brian watched it. Reeves watched it, but he's not here to talk about it. But I'm sure. He's probably going to sit fireside with himself and his family and just listen to this back and be like, "Oh my god, they got all the takes I got." Oh my
god, you got to share your takes. Yeah, it's what people do. Like here, and we'll get to it because we have to do the whole like chef to prepare for you and all that stuff. But like recently, I have experienced some friends who have been wary about going home for Thanksgiving with things like. There's so much going on in the world right now. Yeah.
What's the big thing?
What's
the big thing happening in the world right now?
Oh, the big thing? Well, people can't agree on it, and that's what's wild.
Oh, the Draymond Green choking out Rudy Gobert?
Yeah. Like there's some people who are like, I just don't want anyone to get choked out.
Yeah.
And you say to someone, and they say, well, why didn't Draymond Green choke you out then? And you're like, well, that's not what I wanted.
Well, that's not what I want.
I want no one to get choked out.
Yeah, I want no one to. Can we stop choking people out? Because that's not fun. And I don't like how people are picking sides in that fight.
No, it's getting nasty.
Yeah. Because it's like, well, Draymond was there first.
And look, the in-season tournament is nice and everyone wants to be in it. But there's just... They're trying to have two teams do it. At the end, there's two teams.
There's two teams.
And one team thinks that they belong there, and the other team thinks that they belong there.
They belong there.
And
then you've got all these people who are watching this happen. Like, I guess from the sidelines. And they're like rooting for different teams. And it's like, does it everything have to be as this competition that we pit each other against each other? Like, can't we just be like, look, you have that half of the court. I have this half of the court.
And no one gets choked out.
I'm not going to do my warm-ups on your side of the court. You don't do your warm-ups on my side of the court. Let's just stay here.
Yeah. And just don't choke each other out.
Yeah. And definitely don't go into the audience.
No, don't do that.
They didn't do anything to you.
No. Yeah, they did nothing to you. Ron Artest. Meta World Peace. Meta World Peace, am I right? Speaking about what we're talking about, Draymond Green.
Anyway, so... We're doing Allison Roman Home Movies Thanksgiving special, and thank goodness I still have YouTube, right? They hadn't started charging for that yet.
They're trying.
Free YouTube's going to cost you money one day. Mark my words. You heard it here first on PodChef. This was I could have predicted every dish she was making.
Are we not doing Chefs Prepared for You?
Okay, let's do Chefs Prepared for You.
It's the one thing we do every episode.
This is a segment we do every week, every single week that we record.
Right.
We talk
do we do it when we don't record?
I still do it. I still turn in my Chefs I Prepared for You. I do it too. As I'm eating. And I definitely put it on my Fitbit and my new. So this is a segment we do every week where we talk about what we had for dinner last night and only last night and present it as if we're presented to the judges on Top Chef. There will be a vote at the end and a winner. And Reeves, please partake while you're listening. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Reeves is doing an absentee. So we'll know in like a week.
Please text us when you're listening to this what you had so we can also include you in the vote.
Yeah.
I'll go first. Chefs I Prepared for You. I procured for you.
Love it.
I had myself a little Wise Guys pizza.
Okay.
A little Detroit style square pepperoni. And then I also had garlic knots and chocolate chip cookie. It was a treat yourself night. So but I wasn't by myself. I was with friends.
Treat ourselves. But here we go.
Yeah.
Since you were with friends, did the pizza have sauce on it, or was this your own pizza?
Pizza had sauce on it. Ugh.
Okay, I know. Ugh. Also, garlic knots traditionally got dip in a sauce. Usually, that's what I like.
I didn't dip. I had them dry.
Okay, you had those dry. Okay.
And
the cookies was the same thing.
I didn't dip them either.
Did anyone? Well, dip in a hot chocolate chip cookie, right in some hot marinara sauce. Ooh, baby! Now that's Italian.
Yeah. I didn't do that. My friends did do it. Friends of the show.
What did they say?
Friends of the show.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, this marinara, more like scarinara, because it's scaring me how good this tastes with the chocolate chip cookie.
That's what happens to me all the time. Get scared.
But yeah, the pizza, I have not had Wise Guys pizza, and this was the Wise Guys in Pentagon City. Went there and parked my car illegally, like a DoorDash driver, and ran in. And the women at the front were looking at me like I was a hoodlum. And I said, no, no, no. I
Did
ordered
you have your
food.
hood up?
I had my hood up,
Okay.
and then I took that hood down, and I forgot about the second hood. So I
The natural one that's there, like a
took
beagle's third eye.
yeah, took both my hoods down, and I said, I'm actually here to pick up. And they're like, what's the name? I was like, Jamal. And they're like, okay, dog.
Yeah.
And they handed
Well,
me
they
a,
knew.
yeah,
They were
they
like,
knew.
"You're
They handed,
Jamal, right?"
yeah. And they handed me my stuff, and then I ran out.
Because
Got
you were
back
double
in my
parked.
car. I was double parked. The guy was out there. He was like, who's double parking here? How did they do this? I can't believe it. It was a guy. It was a short guy and a tall guy. Short guy wearing a big Gore-Tex jacket, and a tall guy who like had weird hair.
And they were upset that you double parked there?
Yeah.
Did you block him in?
I blocked him in.
How long were you in there? A couple minutes?
5 minutes.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Anyways, that was a Seinfeld reference. So I had the pizzas, and I took them back to my friend's house, and we had pizzas because Uncle Jamal needed to bring some pizza to see his best friend.
Your best friend
We might actually have to. We might have to cut that. Actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name on the podcast.
Is that a real person? Oh, is that their kid?
That's their kid. I don't know if I'm allowed to say their name on the
Okay.
podcast. So you might have
Malice at the.
you need to do the car crash sound or whatever.
Oh, I'll do my best to remember that.
Have
Have you ever had lions, tigers, and squares in New York?
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
I had that the other day. I was in the area.
By
and
Chelsea,
I was like,
right?
I'll get this. Yeah, I'd never had it before, and I ducked in there to get it.
You want to know the last time I had it? I can tell you the whole story.
Sure.
It's real quick. I was trying to check into my Airbnb, and the host, like for whatever reason, didn't stop texting me immediately when I said that I was in the city, and I was like, "Oh, I'm headed to the Airbnb now," and I was the key was not in the Amazon Dropbox, and so I was texting her and calling her. She turned her phone on Do Not Disturb.
Great.
So I had to. We were standing out there until like 11 p.m. hoping that she'd like call me back. Didn't. So went to Lions, Tigers, and Squares. Oh my! Got 2 orders, and then we went to the hotel that was across the street from UCB Chelsea, and I had to pay for a hotel last minute, and I was very upset. And the next morning, the Airbnb host was like, "Hey, sorry, turn my phone off." Why? We were literally texting. Why would you turn your phone off?
Insane.
Pizza's very good though.
It's good. I'd had it before, and they were like, "Do you want a whole pizza or a slice?" So give me a slice of course. Slice is huge. Slice is 2 slices.
Gigantic.
The slice, they cut it again. I had 2 slices.
Gigantic.
They were huge. It was very good. I ate it in there like a monster.
Yeah. Not like a monster, like you're supposed to.
Yeah. Actually, only ate 2 pieces of the 4 pieces that were there. It was too much.
It's too much. It's a lot. They put a lot of toppings on top too, especially peps. But you don't.
I got the
peps.
mushroom. I got the big giant mushroom one. They were huge mushrooms. That's my Detroit pizza story. Chefs, last night I procured for you, and this is weird. I also had pizza with friends.
Okay.
I went to Star Tavern, which you've been to. And I picked up 4 pies, 2 cheesy pies,
wow.
2 cheesy pies, 1 white spinach pie, and 1 pep pie, because people like pep sometimes, but not me.
Oh, I forgot. The second pie we had was a round, half white, half sausage pie.
With it white, and then the other sauce was like red sauce and sausage?
No, it was margarita, and then the other one was a red sauce sausage pie.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, and then I had chips and guac or not guac, salsa and hummus and things like that, because I was hosting people, and we did that, and we ate. And
you hosted people?
Then we had a little bonfire.
Who are these people?
We made some s'mores. People who traveled into my neighborhood from Manhattan.
They crossed the bridge?
Yep. I don't have any New Jersey friends. The people that I meet in Jersey are all from my boxing classes, and I think they're all cops. I haven't asked them. I know they have to tell me if I ask them, but I don't want to know, because I'm pretty sure that they all are.
Well, so what? You don't want to be friends with cops? You worried that you'll get a divorce too?
Yeah. He's just
fucking take that,
people that you hang out with.
Fucking take that, cop.
So yeah, I hosted. Good night. And then, but because of it, we couldn't start the wrestling pay-per-view that was on last night. We had to miss watching it live with everyone else. So we had to go on a social media ban from like 6 o'clock yesterday until about 1 o'clock today.
Oh, that's why you weren't answering any of my memes.
Yeah, I was too afraid that your memes would be about wrestling spoilers.
Yeah. I did send your wife a wrestling meme.
I bet she ignored it because she doesn't want to know.
She did not respond until today. Yeah.
Yep, we were on. Yeah, we were not allowed to be on the internet, and we also didn't want to know the outcome of the Devils Rangers game. That's hockey, so we were doing nothing, no social media stuff. But then
What'd
today,
you guys do?
Well, slept and then like walked the dogs and got up at 8:30 and started like watching the things. But this morning, I went to go get bagels, and in the car, I didn't have my phone, so I was like, "Oh, listen to the radio. That's fine."
Nope.
And I'm on the radio,
Mistake.
and I'm searching through stuff, and everything sucks. And then I find someone talking, and here's what they say. They say, monkey statues removed from Harlem Playground. Then they say, toilet paper in the refrigerator? Sounds weird, but it's a kitchen hack that will tell you more about like coming up. And I'm like, okay, gotta hear this. And then she says, Devils over Rangers. I was like, you fucking asshole.
They hooked you with the toilet paper.
I was like, I gotta hear about the toilet paper thing. And then they spoiled it. And then I was so angry because I wasn't on social media, but radio ruined it for me.
Yeah. That's part of media. Spoiling. That's social media.
The radio.
Radio is social. It's literally the first social media.
I can't yell at the radio and post racist memes on the radio.
No, you can't interact with it, but it's still social.
I can call and I can request songs.
Mm-hmm.
It caught me. I didn't expect it. It got me.
Well, at least they didn't spoil all of the wrestling.
I know. Toilet paper in the fridge sounds weird, but it's a kitchen hack when we come back. MJF almost didn't compete in the main event because of a leg injury. Adam Cole had to fill in the MJF ship last minute by, of course, driving the ambulance into the stadium.
Of course, yeah. All right. Let's do our vote, and this is democracy in action, so we cannot vote for ourselves.
Yeah, keep in mind that we had to wait for Reeves' absentee vote to get an answer, to find a winner.
Right, so we'll vote.
We'll vote now, but you won't hear about it. You won't know the winner.
You won't know the winner until next time.
Until all the votes come in.
And I've written my vote down.
And mine is also written down.
All right, and so tune in to the next recording. I would love to say next week, but I don't know if that's true.
I don't want to lie to you.
So you'll hear the results of this vote at the next recording. We'll just put it that way. All right, let's get into it. Allison Roman, Thanksgiving. This is why you're here. You want to talk Thanksgiving. You want to talk Allie Rome, which, yes, that is the approved nickname she said we can say.
Today's Monday, maybe. Might also be Tuesday when you hear this.
Yeah. It's going to be before Thanksgiving. I promise you that. I promise you that.
That's a big promise. It's more than likely going to happen.
Yeah. So nothing on this menu was a shock to me, except for maybe the caramelized tart. I didn't see that coming. Caramelized maple tart, that threw me for a loop. But everything else, I was like, yeah, classic Thanksgiving.
I thought that it seemed cool, the tart thing.
Oh, I don't
like her. I don't like her besmirching pumpkin.
Nope.
I don't get down with that.
There's been a couple besmirchings happening this episode.
She does all sorts of besmirching. And if you are easily besmirched, maybe skip this one.
Actually, no. I also want to say this. If you're watching this episode, if you go and watch this episode for the first time, you want to do a fun drinking game, get your favorite alcohol in your shot glass. And every time anyone in the crew says it's giving, take a shot. Prepare to get wasted.
They said, here we go.
Prepare to get wasted.
This, if you missed, if what you liked best about the show Broad City was when Alana Glazer did things like Yes, Queen, and things like that, Queen. Then this is the show for you.
This is the show for you because they took a lot from that.
Switched
it to It's Giving.
Yes, it had the same vibes. It was all like that thing where they put their hands up like on each side of their head and they go like this. Like it's
little shimmy,
like side to
little
side.
Shimmy.
It's giving. Or like Yes, Queen. It's like that.
Queen, yeah. There was a lot of that. So I'm
later Alana apologized for it because it was very much appropriation for 4 seasons of a TV show.
So, if you want to do a fun drinking game, do that. A good Thanksgiving drinking game, do that. Do we want to get right into the most controversial stuff first, or do we just want to go through the episode bit by bit? I kind of want to get controversial.
Let's get into it.
Okay. This episode sparked quite the debate on mashed potatoes. It kind of divided the classes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when you find out this country's not racist.
The haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, this country is not racist. It's classist. All right, because it's like, what kind of mashed potato person are you? Do you like smooth or do you like lumpy? And it's like, oh, so if you like smooth, you're one of those people.
This nation doesn't see color. It's unless it's green.
Yeah.
And that's money because it's class.
Yeah.
Or gold, I guess, too, because that's also money. Or silver, because that's like a platinum color.
A lot of people don't like. They did a lot of cutaways to people getting there, I guess, on the street. Those weren't her friends, right?
So, quick little tidbit here. In the first one, when they're talking about something, I know one of the guys that was in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He recently moved up to the Hudson. Doesn't live in New York City anymore.
Should have told him to come on the podcast.
He would, to talk about his experience. Maybe I'll text him and see if he wants to come on real quick.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that.
Listen next week to find out. Listen next week to see if he'll be on the podcast next week.
It was the guy with glasses in like the first or second cutaway where he was like, I don't do something because I'm vegan. That's the guy I know.
Okay. So what else were you going to say about the cutaways? Were you saying anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay. So I don't know if these were her friends or they were just people on the street that they were interviewing, but a lot of people were like, lumpy mashed potatoes? Ugh. Gross.
Yeah.
They need to be smooth, buttery, velvety, smooth mashed potatoes. Otherwise, what are we doing here? And I'm of the working class people. I love to take a spoon into mashed potatoes that look like they've been whipped. And then I take a spoonful, put it in my mouth, and go, a lump? Is this for me? Yes, I'm chewing. Look at me, everyone. I'm chewing my mashed potatoes because they weren't fully mashed.
This at one point was a potato.
Yeah, I love that.
This is a slippery slope. And we want to prepare you for when you sit down at your Thanksgiving table.
And you find out how your parents vote.
Yes. Whether it's lump or no lump. And you just avoided that. You just got through the Draymond Green thing.
Yeah.
Like that was during your appetizer, during your cocktail hour. You survived it.
Your uncle went off for an hour about his take on the Draymond Green and it's the play-in tournament and like which side you should actually be on and supporting.
Yes.
And you survived it.
You survived it.
Like,
congratulations,
okay,
you survived
that was
it.
the scariest conversation that could possibly happen. And then someone said, mashed potatoes are done. And you're like, oh, no.
Oh, no. And then it happens. They put them down there. And whether they're lumpy or not lumpy,
everyone stares at them.
Everyone's got something to say, and they stare at him. And
no one wants to be the first person to dive into the mashed potatoes either, because it's like, well, if I am the first person to grab them, I'm also the first person to probably try them.
Yeah, and then you have to be like, these are lumpy. That's good, bad,
yeah,
good.
And then your like older relatives are like, oh, okay, so they're lumpy this year. Great. Pushing this down my throat.
Yeah,
pushing these politics down my throat.
And they'll do the same talking points that they've learned on Fox News, which of course is these lumps are coming into their mashed potatoes and taking up jobs and not paying taxes. And that doesn't make any sense. But what they're doing, they're coming into mashed potatoes, they're taking up resources, butter.
And they say, what's next? They're going to be potato skin in my mashed potatoes?
Yeah, well, NIMBY, not in my...
Not in my baked potato.
NIMBY, not in my potatoes. Yeah, they'll pull a NIMBY, a NIMP, not in my potatoes. NIMP.
Yeah.
Look, it's fine that lumps happen. Look, I understand if lumps want to go someplace else, that's fine, but not in my potatoes.
Yeah.
So good luck with that too. Here's okay.
Let's give you
me.
Yeah, which side are you on? You're a smooth guy, aren't you?
Such a nuanced.
You're a smooth guy, aren't you? I never knew this about you.
Look, here's the truth.
Wow.
Here's the truth.
Wow.
Here's the truth. I'm fiscally smooth. It's socially lumpy.
Socially lumpy.
Look,
Now,
once you hit 35, if you're not fiscally smooth, it's because you're poor. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
So you need to be fiscally smooth by 35.
So when you sit on the table...
You definitely shouldn't be protesting about boxed mashed potatoes at that point.
No, you're over that. And you should have read 30 books.
Yeah. So...
I read 1 book this year.
All right. So yeah, all right. I can understand that. Fiscally smooth, socially lumpy. I do you put anything in your mashed potatoes if you make it?
Butter. I want garlic in there.
I want cheese.
No, not if I'm making it.
Interesting.
Butter. I'll do sour cream. Butter, sour cream, and I want some little chive. I want some little green flecks in there.
Chives. Okay. You don't want any scallions. You want chives.
They're sort of the same thing to me.
They're not. They completely taste different.
Once someone talks about scallions and chives and green onions and leeks and...
Green onions and scallions are the same thing.
These are all the same thing.
Chives are not the same thing.
I bet they taste like onions.
Leeks are not the same thing.
Taste like onions.
They all taste like different kinds of onions, though. I like putting... I don't like goat cheese by itself, but I do like goat cheese in mashed potatoes. I feel like
try that. I do love goat cheese.
Nice little sharp punch.
Tang.
Yeah, tang to the potatoes. I think is very good.
I do like goat cheese.
But then I like a scallion. And then
I don't dislike scallions.
Then I say butter me up.
Butter me up, baby.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
So let's just...
Go ahead.
I just want to give people 2 quick tips. One from me, one from you. Of what to do when the conversation comes up, which it will, at your table about creamy versus lumpy mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
We want to give you some things to help you through this tough time.
Yep.
And it's Monday or Tuesday, so you got plenty of time to practice this.
Yeah.
I'll give you the scenario where if they put it down and it's lumpy, and your parents who you don't think voted for Trump, but they might have, but they won't tell you either way.
Yeah.
You know that they're Republican, but you hope they're not like that Republican.
Yeah. But you know that when Obama was in office, they never came home like, I voted for Obama.
Yeah, no, they didn't do that. Yeah, and if they did, they'd tell you about it, and they'd be like, "I did it the first time, but I don't know what did you end up doing for me."
The second time. Yeah.
So if that happens,
that was the equivalent of like, I had mac and cheese at Thanksgiving last year. Not doing that again.
Not doing that again. What you do is you put both of your hands in the mashed potatoes, shove them in there, and you just go back and you move them back and forth. We'll stick them in there, and everyone's going, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Brian? Stop it! Stop it!" Take them out.
Take them out.
And go, now nobody gets them.
Yep.
And the problem is solved.
Everyone's going to be so caught off guard
yes.
by such a wild and brazen move to destroy a dish that they're going to be like, they're not even going to be thinking about, man, were they smooth? Were they lumpy? Now they're like angry at you.
Yeah.
And so that's fine. You kind of took like a coat of arms tactic of like, I'm going to cover myself in like this scarlet letter.
Yes.
Because I put my hands almost like in cement, you know, when they have wet cement, like it's just your handprint that's left in the
and you're on
potatoes.
the Hollywood strip.
Yeah. And people are like, well, can't eat these anymore. Who did this? Brian. And so that's what people are talking about now. Now they're not talking about the class divide. Now they're talking about, wow, this guy ruined this for everyone. That's what the world needs, a common enemy to get behind.
Yes. Yes.
We don't have that right now.
No, because we killed Osama bin Laden. Though I hear that kids like him now. Have you heard this?
I have not heard this.
Something about TikTok kids like Osama bin Laden now.
Oh, boy.
I don't know. I read it somewhere, and then the other day, Carrie was like, have you heard about this? She's doing this whole Leno thing lately. And she's like, have you seen my Leno? It's pretty good.
Because she just found out that he's no longer on TV.
Yeah, she's like, well, someone's got to fill that void. Yeah, she's like, I could do it.
She's watching old clips and like, this is actually pretty good.
She's like, have you seen this guy, Jay Leno?
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
You hear about this? You see this? You hear about this?
And kids like, oh, yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, I have not heard word one about kids liking Osama bin Laden, but I tell you what, in this TikTok culture of algorithms being used to make American kids stupid, I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Me too.
I believe it. So yeah, that was a big debate in the Allison Roman special. Was mashed potatoes smooth or lumpy? In fact, during that, there's a clip because she's talking about all the herbs that she's using. She uses a lot of herbs, which I'm a
Yeah.
fan of. So a lot of herbs being used in all of the dishes. I mean, she made potato gratin, but I call it well, she doesn't call it that, but I called it the lazy gratin. Um, and she just showered it in herbs, but she did make a joke. Can you play the writer's room clip?
I will.
To this gravy, I'm going to add a few sprigs of thyme because I have it and it's nice. I have the time. So let that simmer like a minute or.
So I just want to say, thank goodness the writer's strike is over. Because had she been making this, there's a lot of jokes in this whole thing, and I'm like, the timing could have been bad if this came out and the writer's strike was not over, because clearly this has been written.
Oh yeah. She got like if it had just been her, and not like the son of a producer, who worked on the show for like 20 years ago and now got this kid a job, writing on the show. Maybe another one of his friends and another friend, like 3 guys writing on this show, whose parents are producers and like
who talk a lot in the background.
Yeah. Then this show could have been really bad. But thankfully,
because there's a team of writers on the show, the
which
jokes
again
land.
Are 3 young men whose 2 of their parents are producers for the show, and one of them is their roommate, and they're very funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think they went to the well of it's giving too much, but other than that, there's some good stuff. They did a good fresh direct plug that she hit twice that I thought was very good.
Really
and I was like, that was smooth. I like that. There's other thing. I mean, there's the whole bad girl bit that we're gonna get to eventually. That was a great bit that clearly came from a writer's room. No one can improvise that. So
clearly someone wrote that she changed shirts 3 times.
Yes. Clearly they're like, okay, and then this will be another costume change, and this will freak people out.
Yeah.
People will be like, they follow patterns, and so this will be like a fun thing for them.
There's no way that's a writer, and that's why writers are important. AI can't do that.
Nope. AI can't even like change hands. And you want it to change shirts?
No.
Come on, dog.
It can't do that.
Come on.
It's a computer.
It's a freaking computer, man.
What's the computer gonna do? Well, I don't get it. People think the computer's gonna write a movie for me.
Come on, dog.
I'm sorry, dog. That's a computer.
That's a computer, dog. You can't write in OpenAI, hey, write a Top Chef movie based on the Pod Chef episodes that talk about Top Chef.
No, you need a human to do that 3 years ago. Computer can't do that.
OpenAI can't source that and then continue the story.
Oh, AI taking over my job. Really? Can a computer check out my groceries?
Nope.
No.
Because when you go and you try and buy some cough syrup, it's going to go, burp, need attendant.
Yep.
Got to check ID.
Let me call up the other computer over there. Nope, they can't do it.
Yeah. And then what happens is one of those robots from an airplane, from one of the airplane lounges, like comes by with a fake face and is like, hello, how can I help you? Please present your ID. And then it scans it and it goes, Jamal, have a good day.
And then you're all out of whack.
They make no sense.
And then you're walking out to your car. And then the robot
turns around and says, please deposit your trash here.
Yeah. And you don't have any trash.
I don't have any trash.
And it hassles you for trash.
Because
the computers run off of trash.
It follows me to the point of outside the store where it would lock up like one of the shopping carts if I tried to steal it.
Please deposit your trash. I don't have any trash.
I don't have any trash, dog. Have a good day. Then it goes back in.
Who knows what it does after that?
AI is not the future, folks. You still need people writing jokes. That's the future. It's the past, the present, and the future.
Yeah. Just watch this. Send this to those execs.
Yeah.
They'll see the worth and the value of writers.
Okay.
Nepo writers whose parents are producers of the show.
Yeah. This is going good. So far, we've talked about only 2 things that happened in the special. So
it was mostly just, like you said, it was something we've all seen before.
Yeah. So The new thing this time was a turkey, but it was just the dark meat,
just the legs of it.
Which, I mean, as a dark meat person myself, I enjoyed that. Finally, we're getting the stage, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, the juicier, the most coveted, the most sexualized part of the turkey is finally getting its time to, you know, take a bath in a slow roast sauna, you know. And I'm like,
I'll say it. Representation matters.
Representation matters. Thank you. I didn't want to say it.
Now you know that you could be that.
Yeah, now I know I can cook that.
Yeah.
I thought I had to cook the white meat. Now I know I can actually have like a Thanksgiving for us.
You could just, yeah, for the culture.
Yeah. I finally can do one for the community. And I didn't know I could. I thought I had to be a little inclusive. Because, you know, I don't think it's actually good to do the same thing that they've been doing to us, but opposite. I think I got to be better than them. And so I was including dry white meat.
They go low.
In my thing. Yeah, they go low. I go high.
I go thigh. Dark meat. I thought it was cool when she made her own stock, which seems like a lot of work because you can buy that shit at the store in a box.
God, yeah. But
it's not even in the fridge part. It's in the warm part of the kitchen of the store.
It doesn't even taste as good though. You got to make it by hand, brother.
That's a lot of work, man.
I enjoyed her scraping the fond off the roasting tray for the turkey wings that she cooked, and then she realized turkey wings with olive oil, salt, and pepper taste good. So she was like, "I'm gonna make a side dish with the wings." Why weren't you gonna make the wings in general? Keep them on the side.
Throw them away. Just use them for stock.
Come on, let the kids have fun. Pull some wing meat off. Put it in your dessert rolls. I think I'm gonna make this dessert, this caramelized maple tart.
Are you? It seemed easy enough.
It seemed easy enough. They're, you know, the hardest part to me seems like cooking off the maple syrup, the water in the maple syrup to make it caramel. Like that seems like the most tricky part. I think you can par bake pretty easily and everything else. And then you can just chill it and put the cream on.
You're gonna make your. I think making your own whipped cream is what matters too. That's important. I think.
Yeah, that's true. Make it yourself
because that looked good. It was fluffy and it looked fresh.
Put your elbow grease in it. Don't use any gadgets
unless it's a ricer.
Unless it's a ricer. Which, by the way, she did the ricer, and I was like, I don't know if this is coming out right.
Yeah, why would that? Your mashed potatoes would be like little spaghettis.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know if this ricer is right. I thought the ricer was the grinding thing. What's the grinding thing when you put the potatoes in and it grinds out? That's what I've seen at like professional restaurants or like Michelin star restaurants.
That little thing with it's got like a little like three like little like swirly tops.
And it's like in a cone, and then you run the thing around. I don't know what it's called.
Just a hand mixer.
Yeah, but it comes out super smooth.
Yeah, that's what you use for like soups and things like that.
No, but I've seen it at a Michelin star place that does the smoothest sweet potatoes on the planet with no lumps. They do that. They put it through twice.
Do you want lumps in your sweet potatoes?
I mean, I do.
Yeah.
They don't. They actually said, if any of the sweet potatoes, if any of the diners get a lump of potato in their sweet potatoes, they eat for free. And they're like, we have not given away a free meal in 40 years.
And we will not.
And we will never. We just kill that person.
Here's one thing that I always think about when it comes to Thanksgiving dinner. And here it is.
Cranberry sauce.
Yes. People, I used to not touch the stuff when I was a kid. Don't want that. Don't like it.
Yeah. Just say no.
I like it now.
This is the problem with getting older.
The problem, I like more things.
Mm-hmm.
It's especially good. And the next day, you do Thanksgiving sandwich, cranberry stuffing.
That's your butter,
turkey.
Sometimes.
That's the butter and your mayonnaise. So you got to do it. Got to do cranberries.
Do you do a mayonnaise and cranberry sauce, or are you just a cranberry sauce?
I do mayonnaise and cranberry sauce. Yeah,
you're one of those. Man, you like smooth sweet potatoes. I mean, not smooth sweet potatoes. Smooth potatoes. And
fiscally smooth sweet potatoes.
Oh boy!
Potatoes.
Oh boy! Okay, learning a lot about you this episode.
This is when the truths come out. It's Thanksgiving. Here's what I gotta say. I kind of want to make my own stuffing, but
it did look good.
With a big caveat: I love the box of stuffing.
Uh-huh.
It's very good. It's
very
just
good.
soft,
Mm-hmm.
and it just tastes really good.
Taste what you've been programmed to know what stuff tastes like.
Yes. But it looked very good and she was going on about it being round.
Yeah.
That looked good to me.
Yeah.
I kind of want to try that.
It did look good. What kind of bread did she use?
A sourdough, I think, of some kind.
Okay, yeah, you got to use a sourdough for that.
You got to tear it up, let it sit overnight.
And
then...
everyone understand you have to use a round dish now. You cannot use square dishes anymore for stuffing. Yeah. It's in the round. It's an old Camelot style stuffing. Let's get that going. Let's get that trending.
Rectangle dishes, we off that.
Yeah.
It's smooth now. Round now.
What did they say? They said, let's get that charting.
Charting, they said. Yeah, they showed this little video of people on their phones.
Charting.
They had Canva B-roll.
Yeah,
people on their phones.
Says charting.
Unless you work in the record industry.
Yeah. Record time.
She did a fun bit where she said that her producer Dan looked like Gilligan and he didn't know what that was. And she kept saying, again, get your drinks ready, folks. It's giving Gilligan.
It's giving Gilligan.
It's giving 3-hour tour.
Yeah.
It's giving.
Just
sit right back in your hair tale of Phil, a fateful trip of 7 stranded passageways aboard this tiny trip.
There was a time she said, it's giving fresh. And then she said, fresh direct.
Yep. Smooth like that mashed potatoes, just right in there.
Yep. Well, like yours. So this version of cooking the turkey, Brian, would you do this one? Because this seems like it's right up your alley because you messed up with the whole bird last time.
I mean, yeah, it seems like easier to do, and you wouldn't have to cook 100 pounds of turkey in 4 days that it takes.
Yep. Yeah, so I feel like you should do this, take a photo, send it to the group.
The question is, though, where am I going to buy that?
What, just the turkey quarters?
Yeah, farmer's market?
No, you have to go to the black market, I think.
Okay. Where's that?
Hey, the black market?
Yeah.
It's like a giant in a...
Anacostia?
Yeah. Giant in a predominantly black neighborhood. Giant Foods or Stop and Shop, But it has to be one in a predominantly black
Should I buy the whole turkey and throw the middle part away?
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Buy the whole turkey. Give me just these legs and these thighs.
You do. Well, what you do is you go to Giant and you bring the whole turkey up to the front and they scan it for you and they're like $100. Mm-hmm. And then you go, good Lord, and you do the whole Chris Rock thing. You do the Chris Rock thing.
No, that's a lot of her.
You say, let me just get the wings.
How much are the wings?
That's what you do.
Turkeys cost a lot.
What if I just smell the turkey?
Is there a discount if I just get the dock meat? Good Lord. Anybody want to do white breast meat?
And everyone loves it. You make the store. Everyone, makes everyone's year. They're having it's so busy holiday shopping, and you come in and do this, and everyone's like,
yeah. I start pacing back and forth like, nobody got time for a whole turkey. Nobody's got time to cook a whole turkey.
You go into another Chris Rock bit. Shuts the place down. Everyone's having a good time.
What did he say? He said, I love bacon, but nobody likes chitlins. Chitlins fuck it up for the rest of the bit.
But I do that in a store. People taking videos of me. I get canceled.
Yeah. You gotta stop doing it in the black grocery store set.
I thought that's where they would like it the most.
No. No. You gotta go to one of your stores because then they're like, oh, that's that thing from that black comic. I like that. That's funny.
This I like.
Yeah.
I don't want to do her green beans. That look gross.
No, and I don't like how much she was fond of the green beans. I'm not very fond of green beans. I don't think they're the greatest vegetable. Let's put you that right now. Brussels sprouts for Thanksgiving to me are more interesting.
I'm doing Brussels this year.
Caramelized. Hey, let me tell you something. If you've never done caramelized Brussels sprouts with maple glaze and a little shaved Parmesan finish, the sweet and sour. Oh, the sweet and salty at the end. Ooh.
Yeah.
I turned my friend onto that because I had it once in the Bahamas and it changed my life.
Yeah. They're fine. 2 Brussels sprouts. Yeah, don't listen to Allison here. This is the one time that we'll detract hard from Miss AR.
Sorry,
Mrs.
AR. I'm sorry, but we gotta alley Rome. We gotta go a different way.
We're going to go in a different direction.
Don't text me what I know you're gonna text me. Please don't. God. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the green beans.
No.
But I was a fan of how she seasoned the turkeys. I was a fan of so squash. I don't think has ever been served at any Black Thanksgiving ever.
No.
No, I don't think in the history of mankind. I don't think any Black family has bought and said we're going to roast squash as a side dish. I think that is uniquely let's just call it a Denver Nuggets dinner.
Utah Jazz are eating that.
It's a Utah Jazz dinner.
Indiana Pacers are having that for dinner.
I gotta say,
Duke.
I gotta say, so when people go to other Thanksgivings, because to me Thanksgiving is so weird every time I have it when there's no mac and cheese. Like I've gone to Thanksgivings with my friends and there's just been no mac and cheese, and to me it's like this day is off.
That's a staple. That's like that's like it's number 2. It's like turkey and the macaroni and cheese, or like the two.
Yeah,
that what makes Thanksgiving for me.
You know what I like to think about mac and cheese as? Mac and cheese is like your side piece, who like finally got invited to meet the family, and like you can. Turkey is your main, and turkey like looks at mac and cheese like, oh, why is she here? But everyone's like talking about the mac and cheese, but we all know without turkey it's not Thanksgiving. Like, but sometimes you want a little mac and cheese on the side.
Yeah, and look, no one's got to know.
Yeah, no one's got to know.
And look,
but you can't be.
It ain't no fun
down.
unless the homies don't get none. If the homies,
but hold on a second. You can't be waking up at like midnight, sneaking downstairs to get some mac and cheese. That's not allowed. If you're gonna get mac and cheese late at night, you have to get turkey as well.
Yes. Yeah.
You cannot just go down and get a big old plate of mac and cheese and stuff your face, and then the next day be like, "I'm gonna make a turkey sandwich." Nah.
I've been meaning to get your thoughts on this officially on record. And we got to macaroni and cheese. This is not Alton Roman related, but it is New York Times cooking related. This best mac and cheese ever that's going around the New York Times.
I've not seen it, but if it's not from a soul food perspective, it's not.
There's no roux.
Then it's not the best mac and cheese ever. Period.
Listen, this is how it starts.
I have to Google this. I can't believe this has been allowed. Every year you guys do something to try and fuck us up.
This is the second step. Blend sour cream, milk, mustard, cayenne, nutmeg, salt, and pepper. Blend it. And you pour it into the pan with the uncooked pasta, and you cook it all together at once.
Can you please send me this so I can get angry about it later?
Yes. Well, do you have New York Times? I don't have. It's not free. I have to find like fake ones because I don't pay for New York Times because I don't support liberal media.
Is it the creamy macaroni and cheese, or it's the best macaroni and cheese? Preps.
Yeah, it has
breadcrumbs on top.
Has like 14,000. No, it does not. I don't think so. That's cheddar cheese that's hardened because they add cheddar cheese later and let it harden.
Oh, okay.
It's got 14,000 reviews.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one then. You got to send me the one.
I think it's the same one.
Oh, wait. I see it now. Yeah. Okay, I see it now. 14,000 reviews.
You're blending things.
So I will say this.
I'm going to try it this year.
Can I say this? Can I say this to you?
Yeah.
I have an emulsion blender that when I make my roux, after I put the cheese in, it gets very thick. So to make sure they're all blended properly and it thins out the sauce better so that when it cooks, it kind of puffs up. I do blend them all together. Okay, and I do use a lot of those spices. Like I have right now.
Cayenne goes in it for sure.
I've got white pepper. I've got cayenne. I've got mustard, ground mustard. Like I've got those ready to go.
Yeah, they sound right.
I do blend the cheese sauce to make it a nice, it becomes so beautiful.
But
it's a roux. I don't put cottage cheese in it.
There's cottage cheese in it.
Cottage cheese seems like a bland cheese for a mac and cheese. I'm a sharp cheese boy.
This has sharp cheddar in it. This has...
I'm looking at this right now. The top of it doesn't have the crust that I like.
No. Because it's not baked as long. Look, you bake it for 30 minutes.
Nah.
And then and then uncook for 30 minutes. Yeah.
Nah.
It's because there's no flour in it either. There's no flour.
Oh, no thanks. No thanks.
I'm going to try it.
You should try it and let me know.
I'll let you know.
I just bought new paprika and cayenne just for Thursday. I went shopping today, bought a bunch of the cheese I needed, and then I was like, I ain't got no paprika or cayenne.
That shit will sell out. You got to get to the stores. The cheese will sell out fast. You'll be stuck with like the gross cheese.
Ugh, don't get me started.
Where do you guys have these legs, though? The thighs give unctuous luxury. The wings give, like, crispy, hedonist texture.
Hedonist?
Yeah.
It's a naughty wing?
I don't know. It's kind of naughty.
Wing, welcome to the Bad Girls Club.
It's the first inaugural meeting of the Bad Girls Club, Thanksgiving edition, featuring wings. Bad girls. Bad Girls Club. Bad girls. All right, we're going to...
So, what you just heard, so I just want to say, so the Reeves is listening to this, hopefully still, and he's probably heard that part, and he's like, where have I heard club music and like a character from? And I don't want to say that Allison Roman and her team are listening to the podcast and maybe have heard what happens when you say a certain food that ends with M and begins with S, and there's a PA
in the middle.
And yes, we're not saying the word because I don't want to summon him. But the SPAM man, that is literally the same bit.
Yeah.
So anyone here who's like, Allison Roman doesn't listen to the podcast, they're not friends with her. Yes, we are, and she just stole the bit.
And also, we haven't talked about this either. She has a podcast now.
Yeah.
So you tell me you shouldn't listen to our podcast?
She didn't even have a podcast when we started our podcast.
No.
So first of all, she was like, that's actually a good idea. I should start a podcast.
Yeah.
I've got way more followers than they do. Then she was like,
that's smart.
They've got some good bits. They've got some good bits. No one's listening to their shit, so I'll just do it.
Yeah. And you know what? That's smart.
That's super smart. And it's also proof that the writer strike is over because they're taking bits now that they've seen somewhere else and putting it on their platform.
Paid for it because my parents weren't producers of the show that I'm working on.
Yeah.
And I'm not the next Lonely Island.
Yeah.
I'm just Brian doing the Podchef podcast infrequently.
Yeah. So just anyone out there, that was literally the SPAM man segment that I do frequently on this podcast.
When you say you do it, you mean he comes to your house. And
yeah, he shows up. He summons here. I don't know why he doesn't summon to your guys' place. That's something that bothers me. He only summons here, and then I have to deal with him.
He told me once that my house smells like dog.
Yeah, that's right. I've been there. That's true.
He said it's because I kissed my dog on the mouth.
Yeah, that was so painful to watch. The way you guys have your nighttime routine of, okay, good night.
You gotta get kisses before bed.
I'm like, dude, just pet it on the head and keep it moving.
Nope.
All right. So what would you rate this Thanksgiving? Because they all at the end, she was trying to get her friends to like get stuff and
said they're like the best.
I just think that the Thanksgiving, it was like very low pressure. And then she like mentioned like, something doesn't have to be chaotic to be interesting. And that's true. It doesn't have to be chaos to be interesting. It was still interesting. But
then her earring fell off.
And ghosts are real. There's the chaos. And now it's Ghost Hunters. I do want to challenge Allie Rome, and I know she's listening. Next year, mac and cheese.
I don't think she can do it because here's why.
Much. Because
she's had issues before, and I think she can't delve into Black culture very much.
Okay.
And I think this is, and I'm kind of like not being funny, but kind of being funny here.
Yeah.
I think that's inviting the kind of like criticism she's gotten before.
Yeah.
Of like taking like Black culture and doing things like that.
Well, It's Giving was all over this episode.
Yes. Well,
Who started that.
Yeah. No, she 100% did that.
So
I do want to point out that Allison Roman's Thanksgiving 2023 video at this time, 281,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
That woman, Claire Saffitz, she's like the New York Times' person. She's like the New York Times Allison Roman. She posted a video that is 20 minutes longer than hers video. Mm-hmm. And it's got 851,000 views.
Well, it's got that New York Times power behind it.
But Alison Roman used to work for New York Times and got fired. Alison Roman was also posted 2 days before that video.
Wow.
Claire Savitz is eating Alison Roman's breakfast.
The algorithm is real.
Yeah. So
it's real.
But also, did we review Claire Savitz cooks her ideal Thanksgiving start to finish? No. So who's
the
real
views don't mean that you're better.
No. And same thing with downloads.
Yeah, downloads don't mean that you're better, more skilled. Just means that you were able to drive more traffic to your video.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're doing good, though.
Pack your knives.
Trust me, as someone who has a very mediocre podcast, I've seen some of these podcasts that are supposedly monetized. They're not doing better.
And we've tried to make money, but it isn't happening.
All right, we're giving away too many secrets. Do you have anything else for the episode? I give their Thanksgiving a 3
What are you rating it?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5? You said?
Yeah.
Out of 5?
It's a good time. I'm sure the alcohol helps.
Yeah, I think if you're drinking 4 out of 5, if you're not drinking 2.5 out of 5.
All right, there we go. That's our rating for the Alison Roman Home Movies Thanksgiving special this year. This is our Thanksgiving special, and it's so special to have you all here. And Reeves, you're here in spirit, and we can't wait to see who you voted for. And we'll let everyone know in the next episode who won that vote.
Yeah. I'm thankful for you listeners. That's what I'm thankful for this year. The number has been getting less and less as the weeks go on, but I'm thankful for you mighty few.
Mm-hmm. I'm thankful for life. I'm thankful for friends. I'm thankful for food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful that we can kind of put the NBA play-in tournament fiasco behind us.
Just put it behind you for 2 hours.
For 2 hours, and then just connect with our families, you know?
Yeah.
So good luck to everyone out there in those conversations. And Godspeed.
This has been...
Until next time, we're going to pack our knives and go. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
This is fun. This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Nice.